I awoke one morning plagued with visions of going really fast in video game. Despite never attempting a proper speedrun before, I thought, how hard could it be? I play Roblox, I'm basically a professional gamer. The only question left was what game would I speedrun? Maybe Speedrun 4. That game's known for speedrunning and it's a really popular pick. But the game got 15 extra levels that I'm not a huge fan of, and it felt too mainstream. I needed something a little bit more indie, a bit more obscure. I tossed around the idea of games I really like but aren't nearly as big, such as Detriment or High Hike, but then I found it. The perfect game to speedrun. Colorbug. Now stay with me here. Colorbug's a game where you color in bricks from classic Roblox maps. There's many different maps with different amount of bricks to color in, but for this video, I thought go big or go home, and swiped all the way to page 12 where I found the perfect map, Blocktown. Quick history lesson, Blocktown isn't original to this game, but instead was created in 2011 by this dude named Orbital Owen. Blocktown is split up into 6 main districts. The first and biggest location is the Blocktown itself, made up of roughly 4,070 bricks and is home to many different residential houses, a bank, a church, a racetrack. Oh, I already know the cost of a house here is insane. West of Blocktown, we have Mount Snow, a quaint ski resort made up of a little over 1,200 blocks. Moving east past Blocktown, we have the Military Outpost. That is further split into 2 main areas and a bridge connecting them both, totaling up to a little over 1,270 bricks in total. Moving south from the military zone, we reach Castleville, a second, more primitive town, only made up of 2,260 bricks, with more common homes and a huge castle in the far corner. Also a chessboard for some reason. I don't know, maybe the residents really like chess. Moving west, we approach the Fisherman's Isle, a developing seaside settlement only made up of about 800 bricks, notable for being 70% bridge and 30% everything else. And finally, our last location is the Old West, a mostly deserted colony that's very small compared to everything else. It's even smaller than the Fisherman's Isle, with only 665 bricks. All in all, each district of the Blocktown combines to have over 10,000 bricks, because apparently I hate myself and want to waste as much time as possible. Surprisingly, there is already a small community of Colorbug speedrunners, and after looking at the current speedruns for this map, most runs fall between the 30 to 50 minute mark, so I arbitrarily decided I can only stop speedrunning when I get a time of around 40 to 45 minutes. No more. It has to be under 45 minutes. I decided this goal before I even started speedrunning, so I guess it's time to begin this challenge officially. I mean, how hard could it be? Like, what's the worst that could happen? Oh! My first attempt was so bad that compared to every other speedrunner's times, I got 10th. Which doesn't sound too bad until I mentioned that there's only 10 runs on the site. I only beat 2. This was, to put it frankly, a complete mess. I mean, I knew I would be bad, but come on man, that's almost double my current goal. I started at Castleville before moving down to Blocktown, and then for some reason just left Blocktown. Like, dude, I can see so many spots you missed, the bar is on the floor. I really was out of my element. Despite my best efforts, I could neither beat fast nor precise, let alone both. Whenever I tried being fast, I'd make sloppy mistakes that wasted precious minutes, and whenever I tried being precise, I'd just linger around already completed areas and still waste precious minutes. I completely fumbled this run, and while it's definitely not impressive, I learned a lot about this map and myself in the hour and a half I spent on it. Unfortunately. For example, in Colorbug, not every brick is equal. Out of the 10,000 or so bricks, a good amount are so large you don't even need to think about coloring them, while others are insanely hard to position yourself to reach. such as this part on the bike, which I could not reach for the life of me, or these middle ladders in the train's bridge, and especially these stupid trees. All these intricate parts require more special attention, and most importantly, camera movement, to make sure they're covered before walking away and potentially leaving them. And leaving bricks uncolored is a death sentence. It took me roughly 57 minutes to color the first 10,000 bricks, and then another 25 minutes to color in the last 265, with 10 of those minutes being left for the last 10 bricks alone. And while the game does give you some grace with 10 hints that highlight specific bricks you missed, the expedition of traveling around this gargantuan town is certain to end your run and so close to the finish line. With all my new knowledge, I went into attempt 2 with the goal of being, faster, of course, but also not as dumb. And to my benefit, I was! I managed to shave off 20 minutes from my first run and almost cracked the under an hour mark. While I was still nowhere near confident, my second run had less difficulties locating the secret rooms that really tripped me up on my first run. Like this weird cult room underground, and this other hidden area behind this fridge in this random house. For most of this attempt, I was on the same pace as my first run, with me coloring in the first 10,000 bricks or so also in 57 minutes. But the huge difference between the times is because I discovered a crazy speedrun strat that makes the endgame much easier. And in retrospect, it's so glaringly obvious. Due to how the game outlines blocks, if you lower your graphics, you can't see the blocks further away, but you can see the outlines of the blocks you missed. Meaning, you don't have to use your limited number of hints to pinpoint exactly where everything is. And this trick goes on to be a staple of my speedruns as we continue. While I was proud of reducing my time, it's still nowhere near the 45-minute goal set, but with this new life hack acquired, suddenly, things didn't feel so hopeless. And before I knew it, boom! I got a sub-hour run! And this time there were no special tricks I discovered to save on time, but rather just a genuine improvement. I had a much quicker time coloring in Blocktown and Mount Snow compared to my other 2 runs, and previous obstacles like the bridge's trusses or, not the bike, that's still hard, became easier to color in efficiently while moving through the map. I also just made less mistakes and didn't need to trek over 1,000 meters in the end. Don't get me wrong, there were still plenty of mistakes made, and I still don't know how to cleanly access Mount Snow, but it was yet another promising step forward. Things were starting to look up. And I mean, just 3 attempts in, and suddenly this 45-minute goal felt actually within reach? Well, it wasn't. These runs don't matter. And now's the time where I reveal something I've been holding back since this video started. I gave up after my 3rd attempt. I stopped trying. Everything I've shown you so far, times, the runs, the footage, it's all from 2 years ago. I started making this video in 2024, and after these 3 attempts, I completely lost motivation. Maybe because the goal felt impossible, maybe because I didn't want to spend so much free time moving my mouse around in silence, or maybe because the gameplay looks like this. Yeah, it's not exactly riveting, and I had to do that for hours. Despite the fact I was improving, it felt like torture every time I forced myself to hop on Roblox color book. So I decided to do the only thing I thought I could, and close the book prematurely on my speedrunning career. But if you've seen the runtime of this video, this isn't where my story ends. Eventually, I returned to color book with more life experience and Roblox knowledge than ever before. I don't know how that would help, but I was ready to face these trials once again. Despite thinking I'd forgotten everything, could it be? My color book speedrunning knowledge actually stuck with me after all these years? And nothing else? So it turns out taking breaks is the most optimal speedrun strat. Well, that on top of the actual speedrun strat that lowered my overall time, even when I'm rusty as hell. Please welcome my familiar acquaintance, RNG! Before I explain how, I need to talk about the Blocktown map itself. Really look at this map of Blocktown. What do you notice? It may be glaringly obvious, but the map itself is formatted in a rough crescent shape. While that doesn't seem important, Colorbook the game randomly assigns you a spawn point every time you load in. These spawn points are located within 4 set locations. And during a speedrun, where you spawn can drastically affect your final time. The spawn points here, here, and here are all mostly in the middle of the crescent shape, and require a lot of backtracking to reach everything due to how the map is split out, which is something you can see in my very first attempt. After finishing Mount Snow, I had to awkwardly walk across the water until I get to the Old West. But if you spawn here, it creates an easy path to follow that visits each focal point once, without having to backtrack. Because of me spawning where I did, it preemptively set me up for success, and ultimately contributed in getting my best overall time even when I've been out of the ring since 2024. So going forward, I'm only going to be attempting runs that spawn me on this spawn, which may sound like a sweat thing to do, but I'm literally speedrunning. This is not casual. So that didn't really help. Admittedly, I did try out a risky strategy. After viewing the competition, I saw that the current second place also did the low graphics trick, but instead of just at the end, he did it for the entire time. And that seemed genius. How did I not think of that? But I soon learned this technique does the awesome thing of rage baiting you. Every time I made a mistake, I would do this awkward thing of trying to reach it from where I was, and when that worked, cool, awesome even. But when it didn't, oh my god, I could feel the seconds drain with every step. In theory, it's faster than catching the final 20-something blocks at the end, as you don't have to go over the entire map again. But what you do have to do is go over small sections of the map multiple times, and it just feels awful at first. I'm sure this problem is, for lack of a better word, a skill issue, so the problem should fix itself with time, but if I keep underperforming, trust and believe, I will be mad. My 6th attempt put me through the ringer. For some reason, the pressure of constantly knowing you're on the clock and that tight feeling in your hands as you stop gracefully gliding over the blocks and start clunking around them got to me. This run reminded me of why I quit all those years ago. It felt like getting a sub 45-minute run would be genuinely impossible with my final time of 58 minutes and 49 seconds. It felt like I'd plateaued. Admittedly, I was frustrated. I was frustrated that I wasn't fast enough. I was frustrated at all the sloppy mistakes I was making. And I was frustrated at the fact I even decided to speedrun the largest level in a game that used to be something I'd do to relax. Self-doubt defined this attempt. I felt stuck and frankly stupid for even trying. My sister walked in during this attempt, and when I told her I'm speedrunning Colorbook, she laughed at me. Like, am I 6 years old? Why is this so hard? But for some reason, I kept going. Maybe it was personal now, like my identity had been tied to the speedrun challenge for nearly 2 years. I couldn't just quit again, so I tried again. And I'm so glad I did. My 7th attempt blew my previous best time out of the water. And there was no extra trick that shaved off those extra minutes. It was all just, dare I say, skill. While the run started off at a similar pace to my previous attempts, I had a really fast Blocktown performance that saved 5 extra minutes compared to my previous run, which was a huge improvement. Like, removing 5 minutes from your time in a speedrun is the equivalent of completely skipping the Stone Age and moving straight to the Neolithic era. My Castleville time was the cherry on top and managed to further bring my time down by that extra minute. And what's crazy is that this entire run, my mouse was barely making it through. I've had this awful wired mouse since 2021, and its cable came loose, which caused this run to sound like the entire time. This was actually what finally got me to put this mouse out of its misery, and going forward, I have a new mouse! And while on one hand, I wonder what time I could have gotten if my mouse just locked in once more, on the other, it felt even better to know I got this time on top of having that disadvantage. But surprisingly, my very next run, I locked the hell in every single area. I brought my time down. Mount Snow, cleared. Military outpost, demolished. Fisherman's Isle, piece of cake. I was on track for a sub 50 run. It all came down to this. Oh no. Okay. Whoa! Oh, that's huge! 49 minutes on the dot? That's 2 runs now where I've managed to lower my time, and honestly, I think I found out why I was performing so much better. In the beginning, I put constant pressure on myself to constantly do better. Every attempt where I didn't set a record felt like a waste of time. I went in thinking this would be a low-effort speedrun, but if I was failing on the low-effort games, then what did that say about me? It took some introspection to deconstruct this. I wanted to do well, yeah, but what's so bad if I didn't? The world would keep turning and I'd always be able to try again. By thinking this way, it made it much less daunting mentally to perform, and also improved my performance by almost 10 minutes. Colorbook taught me something much more important than any speedrun trick, and that's that you cannot go into things angry. You cannot be mad at yourself while speedrunning, and you cannot do better when stunted by vitriol. You have to go in accepting that this probably won't be the run, and that's okay. Under this philosophy, the next few runs were all similar times, with my 9th attempt being 50 minutes 56 seconds, and my 10th attempt being 49 minutes 12 seconds. And even though I didn't beat my previous score both times, remember how we were just practicing mindfulness? Yeah, that was coming into effect. It was fun to test myself and see what the most efficient route to color in could be. And of course there were still a few common slip-ups, like this one specific block under the waterfall, and this so hard to reach block on the train on the way to the Old West. But apart from that, I was getting pretty consistent. And come to think of it, my 11th attempt isn't doing too bad either. I got a faster than normal Mount Snow finishing time, and when my Blocktown and military outpost times were about average, I killed it in Castleville and the Fisherman's Isle. Like, I went into the Old West with the time of 43 minutes! Whoa, throw out everything about mindfulness, this could be the one! If I could subside the nerves for just a minute. Oh, I could clutch this. Whoa! 46 minutes? Oh, I'm there. Oh, I'm almost there. Just literally one more minute. Guys, it is 5:44 a.m. I'm thrilled. Although I didn't get that elusive sub 45-minute run, at least now it felt more possible. If I could shave off 3 minutes from my previous best, then it should be no problem getting rid of that final extra minute, right? I was then shot 57 times as my 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th attempt all fell within similar times. Every run now felt like it could be the big one, trademark, due to how close I would get. Now, there weren't any major shortcuts left to discover, but rather I just needed to quite frankly lock in. And with that, the doubt started to slowly creep its way back in. There was a growing part of me that, after 15 hours of attempts, was hoping that maybe the big one, trademark, would be soon. Nowhere to go but up, I guess. On my 16th attempt, I started off shaking, which isn't usual. Something was off this run. I was already feeling the dread and pressure I've usually only felt at the end of a particularly fast run. But this time, I was feeling that pressure immediately. Maybe it's a byproduct of my slow mental decline after hours upon hours of attempts. Or maybe it was a gift of foresight that made my posture hunched, my hands carpal, and my little Roblox character run as fast as they could. To be fair to myself, I was going fast. It's as if a motor were controlling my every move. I had my fastest Mount Snow and Blocktown time ever, and ended up at the military outpost in only 23 minutes. But as the run continued, my nerves only worsened. I kept going at a fast pace, but not without consequence. Once I got near the end of Castleville, my hands began to shake harder than they ever have, as my time continued to confirm what I already knew. This could be my 45-minute run. No, this would be my 45-minute run. As long as I don't do anything stupid. Wait, why am I going back into the cave? As long as I don't do anything else stupid, this could be the end. I was still at sub 40 minutes while on the final bridge. And I haven't talked about it enough, but this bridge has been a nightmare. There are so many easy to miss studs and skinny hidden railing lines. Hell, half of the bridge is so high up you have to scroll your camera so far away just to get it in between these tiny blocks wedged all up in there, snug as a bug in a damn rug. And the fact there's 3 of these towers is torturous. It's genuinely one of the only things I still consistently struggle with 16 runs in. And while I did lose a bit of time going more thoroughly here, I made it to the Old West in 42 minutes. If I could just finish the Old West in 3 minutes or less, and 3 minutes is plenty of time to color in the Old West. As long as I don't mess it up, I can do this. I don't know if I should count that. 2 seconds. I was off by 42 seconds. If I just didn't walk into that stupid cave, if I didn't just miss that one part on the train, that could have been the end. Instead now, I was stressed out, anxious, and my hands were shaking for what exactly? Nothing? All because I choked at the last second? I know I just went on about the importance of having fun and not putting pressure on yourself. You can always try again. But I didn't want to try again. From the beginning, and I'm being so genuine, this run felt like it was the end. It felt like it was the natural conclusion to my storyline. A story I began 2 years ago and had a whole emotional arc with. I learned the value of, something. And now I have to do that again? Where do I even go from here? What can I even write about? Genuinely, what can I even write? With my pen empty and my back against the wall, I kept going. It wasn't even a question on if I'd quit anymore, but instead just a scornful acceptance that that's not the end. Although I was frustrated, what else could I do? I went into my 17th run accepting the fact that this wouldn't be the big one. My heart just wasn't in it, and it felt a lot slower even if I was only 50 seconds slower than my previous run. I started to feel empty. So of course, I did what anyone in a bad emotional state does, and drastically changed my appearance. Of my brush! Out with the Uggoville brush I didn't even realize I was using, and in with the magic wand that sparkles at every block. Weirdly enough, this charmed me, and before I knew it, I was once again at the Old West with 3 minutes to spare. I didn't want to get my hopes up until sure, but damn, this was looking good. No. Huh? I think I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, I'm gonna do it for real. I love this game! Yay! It's almost comical how awful that was for me. You can hear me pop off when I think I got it, and then just go through every single emotion. In a way, although it was awful, it was kind of funny. Ironically enough, I couldn't actually be mad as, oh, you silly clown, how could I not see you? It's my impersonation of me. And in a way, it motivated me. Like now I basically have completed Blocktown in under 45 minutes, I just gotta remember the cloud. And so, I went into my 19th attempt weirdly confident for the first time in a while. I was cracking jokes. What did the dog say to the family? Arf, arf! We have a lot of laughs. And truly getting into that flow state. This time, I wasn't gonna let that cloud get me again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, and that's not that's not happening. I completed Mount Snow in less than 6 minutes, and finished Walktown in 23. I left Castletown and started the final bridge at 38 minutes on the dot. Faster than both my previous run and my record run. But I wasn't freaking out. Oh no, in fact, I didn't even feel stressed at all. I've gone through hell getting to where I am now. I know this map like the back of my hand. Did I know if this was the big one? Well, that didn't matter right now. All that mattered was coloring in the Old West as fast as humanly possible. I'm so scared. I really hope this is it. Like, oh. I never realized how tiring speedrunning was. Every single speedrunner, I have so much respect for you. You guys are truly the front lines of everything. My heart is racing so freaking fast. I did it! Yes! Oh my god. I did it! Sorry, it's almost 1 AM. So I'm really trying to keep my voice up. I did it! Oh my god. Oh my god. That's me. Oh my god, that's taken me so long. That's taken me so long. Oh, and I started this in 2024. Yes! Not only did I get under 45 minutes, about 43 minutes. Yippee! I still can't believe it. Seeing that final time of 43 minutes, 37 seconds completely shattered my expectations. Now, how do I compare to the other speedrunners? 5th place, which, hey, I'm proud of myself. Speedrunning taught me a lot of things. It taught me I'm quick to give up, get really anxious, and overall, I'm a really slow person. But I'm not gonna lie, maybe it's the fact that it's over, but I had a lot of fun doing this in retrospect. Speedrunning is ultimately something really cool, and even if I'm not good at it, I for sure like watching other people go fast, which is a little ironic. I don't know if I'll ever go to the extent of being a professional speedrun.com user, but for what it was, I'm glad I did it, even if me and speedrunning were just ships passing in the night. If you watched this far, yay! Yay! That's so stupid. This whole video was such a journey, and also technically the longest project I've worked on so far. Remember to comment, like, share, and more. Bye!